Hello everyone, this is Mike with your Canada's Earthquake Report, August 27th, 2012. So I'd like to give thanks here for the information we're about to watch here. It comes from polarisnet.ca, also Natural Resources Canada, and the USGS. So we'll start with, I guess we've had a number of earthquakes down in California. Just for some general information to get us caught up here, from 5.3 and down, there's been over 200 small earthquakes around that area in the past 2 days. So very active, it's moving. Everybody beware. That lives around there, just beware of your surroundings, right? Chance favors the prepared. Okay, just for some anomalies I didn't know, and I'm sure quite a few people might not either know. This is in BC, Terrace. That'd be northern BC. So we've had 3 events in that surrounding area, which I found quite surprising. We had one back in 2011, September 8th. It was a 2.8. We also had one in yeah, one shortly after that, or September 9th, sorry, and that was the next one at 3.0. Also, we also had one more after that in 2012, September 2.8. Yeah, pretty surprising. So then we also, near Esterhazy, back in July of this year, July 6th, we had a 3.1. And then January 14th was a 2.6. And on August of 2011 was a 2.7. So that's down in the southern end of BC, and fairly kind of the middle of the province in the southern end. Another one here, we also have a volcano. It's called Crow Lagoon, as a little known volcanic center, and it's in the north of Prince Rupert. Thick layers of basalt rock less than 10,000 years ago, and it also is one of the top 10 most recently active volcanoes. Another little juicy tidbit. Be aware of your surroundings. So I can't find any volcanoes in eastern Canada, and as far as I can tell, guys over there, you're all okay as far as volcanoes go. You do have a little bit of a fault zone running through the lake zone there, but other than that, you're definitely not going to get any old volcanoes spewing. Okay. So, of course, we know there's 22 volcanoes in BC, and that's pretty well it in Canada, other than there's a couple in the Yukon, of course, and so pretty well all of them are in BC, pretty close. And I'd like to also thank volcanodiscovery.com for some information on all these volcanoes I've been looking up. So we got one more interesting tidbit here, and it's actually in Oregon about volcanoes, right? Because they really seem to be stepping up in activity lately. And the ones I'm going to pick on here are the ones that have been active and are showing active seismic anomalies that basically tell you they're still alive and kicking, and things are still moving down there. So we have this South Sister volcano, and it's in Oregon, and it was very active about 2,000 years ago. And it had a seismic swarm. It's actually active right now. They're getting small tremors through it recently. It had a seismic swarm back in March of 2004 of over 1,000 earthquakes in a matter of 48 hours. So what was that? 8 years ago. That's not too long ago. Not in Earth time, anyway. So in the world, we've had two fairly significant earthquakes in the past. Four or 5 days. Two of them, they were sevens. One was offshore of El Salvador. These were actually 7 and better. And one was in the Sea of Japan, Oaxaca. I think I blew that name right out of the water. It's probably not how it's pronounced, but yeah. So fairly active week. We've had a number of 5s throughout the world, and I'll touch a few of those on some screenshots I got for you here. We had 8 days in August with 4.9 or less on the magnometer. So we had 8 days with relatively calm. I don't know where a relative sticks into any of this, but it was relatively calm. Back in July, we had 10 days with the same thing, 4.9 or less. So we seem to be on average so far, but today we've had the earthquake off El Salvador, and it was a big one, right? It was 7. So yeah, things still could break our old tally here. So we'll go to some screenshots here. So this is Polaris.net, and it shows you a recent one off the coast of Salvador at 7.4 to depth of 52.9 and a time of 4:37 UT on the 27th. And then we go down, of course, then we got the 5.5 in Southern California, and that was basically a swarm. There was a number of earthquakes, 200 I mentioned. Then we also have on the 26th at 15:05, depth of 69.7. That's really deep. Macalosi. Then 25th, of course, 14:16, the depth of 44.6, a 5.8 in Kuaja, Japan region. We have another the 24th at 10:01, and of course 44.5 depth, and a 5.6. And that's the Medric Islands, south of the Medric Islands. So then we'll go over to the real-time USGS, and you can basically see here all the earthquakes we've had in the recent. Here's the 7.3 down in the Medric Sea, I think. This is our California ones here, a number of different ones. And of course up in the Alaska Peninsula, we've had a recent one there today of a 4. Other than that, all these other ones are older, within a week or so, in a couple of days. So I thank you, and be prepared, because chance favors the prepared, and mentally, physically. I mean, you got to take this, it's just an awareness, a total awareness, and we'll all be prepared for anything that happens in our future. Thank you. Love y'all. Big hugs. And this is Mike signing off. Bye.